Hi, I'm Reverend Isabel Mall from Metaphysical Universal Ministries. I'm here today to facilitate a class on the first chakra, sometimes called the root chakra, followed by a grounding technique and a root chakra meditation. This class will help you release old programs in a gentle, loving way. Let us begin on finding the inner person that you were born to be. Let's talk about this root chakra. First of all, a chakra is a spiritual energy within our bodies. The word chakra in Sanskrit, used by the Hindus, is called and means wheels of light. Now, there are many interpretations concerning the chakras. These wheels are associated in the auric field called the aura, or it is in the electromagnetic field. The spectrum field of this energy, called the aura, is a full spectrum of shades and colors, like if you ever get your aura picture taken. The names of this spiritual energy, from William Reich, it's called the organ, prana from India, chi or ki from China and Japan, the odic force, life force energy. It's also bioplasmatic. About the spiritual energy, it is the magnetic force and energy that is your existing life force. The auric is a metaphor or the symbol of your life. In other words, your energy field, or the individual aura around you, around your body, this is created and controlled by the chakras. These reflexes on one's life is actually lived. It's the mirror that flows in your life. The spinning of each wheel in the chakra produces the energy, the frequency of this energy, and the vibration is what determines each of your colors. The amount of energy that is produced by the chakra, or a group of your chakras, that determines the complete color of your auric field, your aura. Chakras are like little generators of energy, vibrating each to their own frequency. When a chakra is out of balance, they vibrate differently than usual. A person that is taught and gifted can measure the chakras by feeling the energy with their hands. Some use a pendulum to measure it. Some people can read the shades of your auric field to determine the unbalance within your system. They can see the color spectrum around your body. That's the aura. Most people use the term block chakra when there's an imbalance in your system. I feel the word blocked is a negative way to announce it to your client. I believe unbalanced chakra sounds much better, and it's a gentle way, because then we know we can balance anything that's unbalanced. There are two kinds of chakras. There are primary chakras and there are secondary chakras. The primary chakra is associated with the whole spine area. The secondary chakras are located where the joints in your body are, like your hips, your elbows, your wrists, your hands, your feet. Each place where they have a nerve plexus, and no one knows we have many other chakras, but we're not all aware of all of them that are in our areas. There are chakras both in the front and the back of the body as well. However, we're only concerned about the primary ones in this class. In various traditions of study, there are from 7 to main chakras in the body and many secondaries. Some people say 122, you hear some people say 144. I believe there's varies, and there's many, many, which we haven't discovered yet. Many systems of belief from Egypt, they do the chakra system opposite of ours. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Hindus, And of course, the New Age structure of chakras today is so different. Everyone interprets it their way. So who is truthful and who isn't? I believe we're all right in our own right. The chakras are like a little storage bin for our survival. So they hold on to the memory of the soul. So let's talk about the root chakra now. I like to call it the root chakra, the base chakra, or the first chakra. You'll hear many people refer to it at different levels. But we know that this is where the Kundalini center lies, in this chakra. And the Kundalini is a vital dominant energy that lies in the base of the spine until it is called into action through seeking your personal enlightenment. Where is this located? We said before. The base of the first chakra, the base of the spine, between the anus and the genitals, in the center being called the perineum. The secondary chakras are in our knees and our feet. There are many different pictures of chakras. Please look at the difference. Let me show you the difference of when I first learned the chakras. This was taught in the 70s. This was what our class was. If you see this, let me explain this was about in the early 1970s when we were taught this class. Let me explain how simple it was. And now in 2008, we have this kind of first chakra. See how the energies have changed from one to the other in a period of the 70s till now. So let us talk about this one, the first chakra from the 70s that I've learned. The square within the chakra, that resembles the foundation. It's your support. The triangle that you see represents the female. The lingam in the center here represents male sexuality. And you see around it, it has a coil, which a lot of people appears to be like a snake. So that is the symbol of the Kundalini, because it's coiled 3.5 times around the lingam, right there. The 4 petals here, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 petals represent the 4 directions of the foundations of the world. The color of this is usually red, primary fire. It's the life force essence, the pure energy, and its vitality represents red. The tone of the sound is the sound of E in the note of C. So it's C. The smell is like a musk smell. And now when we think about this, doesn't it relate to how a deer, how a dog, how an animal breathes? They smell the musk in animals. Might be like that with humans, I don't know. But anyway, we know they have that was the smell of it. Each chakra has a scent going with it. Now, the basic skill and main issues of this chakra is survival. It's the physical needs, like eating, your shelter, your self-esteem, and security in your own identity. The root chakra is the first of the major chakras to be activated and developed. This is very important that we work on the root chakra first in order that everything becomes balanced. So the root chakra is where we need to focus on right in the beginning of our study. Because this also predicts health, how we truly feel about ourselves, the world, and also the people around us. It's how we become come into the world. When we have obstacles in this root chakra, it's hard for the individual to survive. It's hard survival. It's not an easy survival. Because this is where we have messages all stored from the time of birth. Remember, it's this little computer we have. Our storage begins at a very young age. Some believe it becomes active at the age 1. My truth, I think it's pre-birth. Because at pre-birth, the conditions around the mother or the father at pre-birth could have a lot of, because I truly believe that we're when we're conceived, that's an automatic cell with all function energy. So I believe we could pick up some of the negatives right there if some people aren't wanted when they're pregnant. Other people, they talk about different things and different situations in their life. And you can see that in a child, if you see where a child was conceived in love and where a child was just conceived. There's a big difference in that child's complete attitude from the minute they open their eyes and come into our world. These functions in this chakra that get that we need to work on are self-confidence. When you start to walk, let me explain this. When you start to walk or potty train, sometimes fear can set in at that very moment. You're afraid of falling, you fall, you hurt yourself, you don't want to get up and walk again. So you see, that's just like from 1 year on up. Maybe younger if they try to walk earlier. And sometimes the parents will push us to stand up when we're not ready. We don't want to walk yet, and they want us to do all that. Well, and you're not confident enough. So I believe it begins very much at a very young age as a beginning toddler. Also, self-esteem. What are we told right when we're small? No, don't touch. No, don't touch. You can see a difference where a family says to a child, no, don't touch. And you can see a child when they say, well, pick it, look at it, and put it down gently. There's a difference in the child, definitely. Pay attention to that next time you're around young people. Also, self-worth. This is where we become, when I'm saying this chakra gets hung up, it's self-worth. Supposing you go to school, let's do a little experiment. You go to school and maybe other children start teasing you, you're not dressed the way they are, or you're not perfect the way some of them are, and you feel less of yourself. That also goes with confidence and self-esteem. And then you'll see a child that was taught up to just love the world, accept everybody for who they are, and no matter race, color, or creed. And that child, on the other hand, will develop, good judgment, and they won't judge people. So a lot of times, this chakra is all filled with emotions that we've picked up from very young ages. Men have, their sexual equipment is governed by this chakra. And so we know the saying, what they say. Men sometimes think with, But women need to have that loving relationship. You see how this is all involved in that base root chakra. Some of the physical aspects of this, it controls the lower parts of the body, the hips, the anus, the penis in men, female problems in women sometimes, because also female is in the second chakra, which we'll study. But mainly this has to do with prostate problems, anything to do in the area of the anus, like hemorrhoids, fissures, so forth. When there are obstacles or unbalanced conditions in this chakra, we will see depression in people. we will see poor inner security. They won't feel secure. They're insecure with themselves, and they're insecure around all others. They have a lack of belonging. And they have a lot of negative thinking. So when you hear someone that is constant on negative road, you know they got some things right going on there. And sometimes they have poor judgment on things. They take a risk, and then it doesn't always pan out, and they don't take the risk in a positive form. It's already a negative form, so it works out negative for them. And it's difficulty with the feet, the legs, and the hips. When we got things stuck in there, you can tell. And this goes on even when we're up in years. And you still have that unbalanced situation, or that emotion stuck in that chakra. You're going to have a lot of these things happen to you. And you don't really think. And it could be from that first chakra. So this is good for all types of light workers and energy workers to know. They'll know to work on that chakra right away. That's so important. And we're going to learn about all of them on this whole series. So also, this is the chakra that holds addictions. They may be drinking. It could be drugs, it could be gambling, it could be feelings of rejection, and that's why they do all this. So it's all caught up into that lower chakra. And not only that, but when this is unbalanced, the fears set in. The fear of losing is a big one. The fear of housing, the fear of support, the fear of others, the fear of really reaching out and trying to love someone. This is a big problem when there's an obstacle there, because usually if there's an unbalance there, it's either black and white in their thinking. It's either one way, or it's judgments or opinions. It's not unity. But a balanced chakra, when it's balanced, it's confident, it's grounded, it's, you know, you're the master of yourself, you're fully alive, you have unlimited energy, and you can manifest the abundance. Remember that survival we talked about, where you're going to know you can survive, and you're going to know that it's going to be supplied to you. And not everything else is going to be balanced. So it's very important, before we go into any type of meditation, that we learn this grounding exercise, because that's going to be the basis to help you release and get above all of these things and to balance as we go forward on our next meditation. How'd that look?
Great.
Hi, in your packet, you will have a self-assessment on your root chakra challenges. Now, some of them are, have you ever felt that you do not belong anywhere, or that you've been lonely no matter where you are? Have you ever wanted to escape from life? Did you ever regret you were born? Did you have a trauma? Did you have distress in the first 5 years of your life? Do you have birthing issues? Do you feel insecure and uncompensated for buying too much or hoarding things like things and money? Do you share freely? Or do you only share with family members or persons you like? Do you have leg and feet problems? Do you suffer from chronic constipation, hemorrhoids? Have you ever suffered depression? Have you ever indulged in self-destructive behavior, hurting yourself, like overdosing, cutting yourself, burning? Some people burn themselves with cigarettes. Were you abused, emotionally, physically, or sexually? Or were you just neglected in your early years of life? Were you separated from your parents at an early age? Have you been abusive to other people? Do you have problems with self-esteem or self-worth? Were you in an incubator for some time after birth? We talk about the incubator for one reason. There's a lot of people, children today, that are born. If you have a cesarean, they take you away from the mother and they put you in an incubator. And if you don't go back to that incident when that happens, that child may feel abandoned. And a lot of times, we're just finding those things out. Abandonment issues can come from something medical. But we can have that all balanced. So I want you to really go through your self-assessment paper and think of the things that think about them. And then if you have any questions or anything, you can go back and think about those things and start working on them. And we're going to tell you how to do that. Now, we talked about grounding. We talked about how grounding is so important in this work. And they say, well, grounding, a lot of times, did you ever meet someone that you always think they're in space somewhere? They're like, and we laugh, we call them space cadets, oh, that's a space cadet, or here, they're there. Well, that's because their energies have not been grounded to the Mother Earth. So, this is a practice that I'm going to ask everybody to please do at least once a day whenever you do any type of energy work. See, the earth is our provider. Mother Earth gives us the fuel, and it energizes the power of the mystical magnetic forces that come from the earth. And we need to tap into that. We need to tap into that wonderful energy and hold it. Because our Mother Earth is our stability, and it's our foundation that we exist upon. And I believe that the universe was provided for everyone to absorb and become part of, because we're all part of each other. The earth has this powerful energy where these beautiful things come from. The diamonds, the rubies, oil. Think of all these things that Mother Earth gives us. So when we connect to this, we get that same energy. Because a lot of times we just take all of that for granted. And we don't want to do that anymore. So when we connect, this amazing power is going to revitalize us. And it's going to revitalize our energy centers. And the reconnection gives us the balance and the harmony that is needed to open up into a greater consciousness. This is very important to ground before any meditation. It can bring the consciousness of the beyond into our bodies and open up the consciousness within our spirit and soul. Because when you do the grounding, it's going to bring you clarity with stillness. It's going to be a way of coping with stress. You can go in there, and in a minute after practice, you'll be able to do it like a pro anywhere you are. Very simple things. Grounding is building a foundation. Let's practice this technique. I want you to just sit back and relax. And I want you to visualize yourself as a big, strong oak tree. Take a deep breath. Breathing deeply as we close our eyes. And exhaling and relaxing. Take another deep breath. Holding it. Breathe deeply. Relaxing as we take a deeper breath. I want you to imagine sending roots out from the bottom of your feet, the soles of your feet. See them going very deeply into Mother Earth. See the roots going in all directions. Imagine that these roots are wrapping around all the elements of the earth. Veins of gold, veins of rubies, veins of diamonds, refreshing with the fresh water that comes from the Mother Earth. Feel the power from the earth as it harmonizes your thoughts. And it's harmonizing the energy of the earth's creation. And you become one. Breathing deeply. Feeling that energy flowing. Now that you are grounded, imagine that this power and force from the earth's energy is coming up through your feet, gently moving upward in your body, and aligns with your heart to this wonderful harmony. Take a deep breath and exhale, feeling wonderful. Imagine your breath exhaling in all directions around you as you cleared out all that negativity and you are aligned with love. You are harmony, balanced, and creating a direct line to the light of love. You are grounded in Mother Earth and you are protected with the white light and love from your Creator. Take another deep breath and relax and open your eyes, feeling wonderful, grounded, and secure. All right, now we are ready to do the root chakra meditation. You're all grounded. So now I'm asking you to relax and take a deep breath, feeling you grounded and balanced. Let your eyes close. And for a moment, focus on your breathing. Take a deep breath in. Hold it just a few seconds to allow your lungs to expand all the goodness from the air you just breathed in. Now exhale. Let all the tensions and anxieties flow out from your breath. Take time to take a deep breath and to feel yourself taking in the healing energy from the spiritual universe. Then relaxing and allowing everything to simply flow to your body, to your mind and spirit. And let it go directly down through the chakras to the very soles of your feet. Take another deep breath and relax. Breathe in the goodness of life. As you exhale, visualize all the impurities flowing out of your body, out of your mind and your spirit. Feeling wonderful. Now gently take your focus down to the center of your body until it rests in your pelvis. Imagine your pelvis like a bowl, the bottom of which is sitting on your perineum, the site of your root chakra. Here at the bottom of this beautiful pelvic bowl, there's a wonderful red light, like a deep chrism setting sun. What do you see? What do you feel? What is the color you're seeing? Send it energy.